Hi guys, what you're seeing on the screen is the rising and falling of gilt yields over the last 2 weeks, more or less. As you can see, they began to rise on the 22nd of September and reached an apex on the 27th and 28th as the Bank of England began a spending spree. High gilt yields make it more expensive for the government to finance debt. As you can see, following the intervention of the central bank, the yields began to come down again. But the 65 billion that the Bank of England is spending is just a temporary measure, and the market knows this, and confidence is slipping away once again. What might happen next? Well, a number of solutions have been bandied about, and this one presented to a Tory MP is one of the more interesting.
A world where the fiscal event really backfires and Rishi Sunak is prepared for the good of the country to ride to the rescue.
Much as you're tempting me into that particular
area. You
area.
Wouldn't think that was a bad option, would you?
No. Actually, the best option of all options is that what the Chancellor comes forward with on the 31st of October does add up. The confidence, the markets do have confidence in it, and we start to see a softening in these rising interest rates, the pressure on borrowing costs, mortgages, and so on. And it is possible to do that, but it may require a huge amount of political courage on his part, possibly even to row back further on the tax cuts that they've come forward.
And what are the chances of him rowing back? Would you take money on him rowing back in the tax cuts?
We'll have to see what he comes forward. So I reserve judgment until I see it in black and white, and then I'll be very pleased to come back on and tell you what I think of it.
Okay, so we'll have to wait until the 31st of October for Kwasi Kwarteng to deliver whatever he's about to deliver. The markets can't wait that long. He should be delivering something as soon as possible. The end of October is 3 weeks away. I don't think either Kwasi Kwarteng will last that long as Chancellor or the markets will wait that long. Something has to give as soon as possible. It has to be delivered much sooner than the 31st of October. But let's say, for the sake of argument, that happens. If it's an absolute disaster, then what happens? Does Kwasi Kwarteng resign? Is he fired? And is he replaced? Now, what the journalist here introduced the idea of Kwasi Kwarteng being replaced by Rishi Sunak. Now, I don't think that's going to happen, although we live in very strange times and it could happen, but I don't think it's going to happen for two reasons. First, Rishi Sunak does not want to get his hands dirty. This is an absolute disaster. He doesn't want to get involved in this. It would benefit him in no way whatsoever. It's better for Liz Truss to crash and burn as a consequence of this than for Rishi Sunak to get involved. And the second reason I don't think he'd get involved is because he wouldn't have the support of the Prime Minister. Because Liz Truss is surrounded by these right-wing think tanks that just want to cut tax and regulation. They don't care about the economy. They don't care about growth. They don't care about any of this. Their goal is just to cut taxes, to make it easier for business to operate and to have less control over them by the government. The government not getting involved. Just let them do whatever the hell they want. This sort of Brexit mentality. And if Rishi Sunak gets involved and starts saying, okay, we need to raise taxes, we need to introduce new taxes, we need to put taxes on different very uncomfortable, unpopular tax, bring in unpopular taxation to save the economy, then he's going to run into conflict with Liz Truss. And if he's not able to get his policies through, then what's the point in him being there? I think the more likely scenario is it will run to the 31st of October. I could be wrong on this. It could happen before that, but we're going to see something. And the markets will either react in a positive way or a negative way. If they react in a negative way, I think this could be the straw that brings down Liz Truss's government. Because at that stage, the markets have reacted in a very negative way. It's damaging the Conservative Party. It's damaging their brand once again. And MPs will be looking around saying, what's the point in holding on to this Prime Minister? She's damaging us permanently. She's doing permanent damage to the Conservative Party. Because remember, the Conservatives are supposed to be the party of good governance. The ones who have their heads screwed on, not the tax and spend government party. But now what's happening is they're being shamed on international markets. Investment has dropped over the last number of years, apart from Brexit, but also from the way the Tories are operating. There's also talk about maybe Boris Johnson coming back, but I don't think that's going to happen for one of the other reasons as well. I don't think Boris Johnson wants to jump into this disaster. Once again, he'd benefit nothing from it. So it's more likely what's going to happen is if the markets don't react in a positive way, this will bring down Liz Truss's government. If it survives after that, it's really running on fumes, and it's just going to face an absolute wipeout at the next election. But let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot.